You've been there. A name on the tip of your tongue, a fact you just learned yesterday, completely gone. It feels like a failure, a glitch in your mind's complex machinery. We spend our lives trying to fight it, using tricks and techniques to hold on to information. We treat our memory like a leaky bucket, constantly trying to plug the holes. But what if I told you that bucket is designed to leak? What if your brain is actively working to get rid of your memories, all in an effort to make you smarter? For centuries, we have viewed memory as a library or a hard drive. The goal, we assumed, was to store as much information as possible, perfectly and permanently. A perfect photographic memory seems like the ultimate superpower. Imagine never forgetting a single face, fact, or experience. It sounds incredible, right? But neuroscience is revealing a much stranger and more interesting truth about how our minds work. The goal of your brain is not just to store information. It turns out, the ability to forget is not a bug. It is a fundamental feature, one that is absolutely critical for learning, creativity, and even for making good decisions. To understand why, we need to look at the brain's architecture. Your mind is a buzzing network of around 86 billion neurons, connected by trillions of pathways called synapses. When you learn something new, like a phone number or a historical date, you strengthen the connections between specific neurons. This is how a memory is physically encoded. So you might think the secret to a great memory is to just keep adding more and more of these connections, creating a vast and dense web of knowledge. But your brain does the exact opposite. From childhood through your entire life, it is engaged in a process of massive deletion, getting rid of connections it deems unnecessary. Think of your brain as a master gardener, tending to an overgrown forest. To help the most important trees grow tall and strong, the gardener has to clear out the undergrowth. This process is called synaptic pruning. Your brain actively weakens and eliminates the connections that are used less frequently. It is not passive decay, it is a deliberate cleanup. The brain uses a use it or lose it principle. Pathways that you consistently activate are reinforced, while those that lie dormant are marked for removal. Without this cleanup, your brain would become impossibly cluttered. Imagine trying to find a specific book in a library where no book has ever been thrown away. It would be a chaotic mess. Retrieving a key piece of information would be slow and inefficient, drowned out by a sea of irrelevant data. Forgetting clears out that noise. By deleting trivial details like what you ate for breakfast last Tuesday, your brain makes the important memories stand out in high contrast. This makes your memory more efficient, but the benefits go even deeper. Forgetting actually helps you to think more clearly and understand the world in a more profound way. Consider the concept of a dog. You have seen thousands of dogs in your life, all with different shapes, sizes, and colors. If you remembered every single detail of every dog you ever encountered, it would be almost impossible to form a general idea of what a dog is. Your brain helps you by forgetting the specifics, the exact shade of fur on one dog, the length of another's tail, and retaining the core pattern. This ability to forget specifics in favor of general patterns is the very basis of abstract thought. It is how we form concepts, see connections, and make sense of a complex world. Forgetting also allows for adaptation. The world is constantly changing. Information that was once crucial can become obsolete. An old phone number or a outdated scientific theory needs to be forgotten to make way for new, more accurate information. Forgetting gives our minds the flexibility to update our understanding, to learn and grow, instead of being stuck with old, irrelevant data. It is a dynamic process of renewal, ensuring your mental workspace is optimized for what is most relevant to your life right now. And this leads to the most important insight of all, the shift in how we should think about our own minds. Forgetting is not the opposite of learning. It is an essential and active part of learning. One cannot exist without the other. A brain that cannot forget is a brain that cannot learn effectively. It is trapped in a prison of endless, meaningless detail. This explains why cramming for an exam is so ineffective for long-term knowledge. You are forcing information in without giving your brain the time it needs to prune and organize. And it is why sleep is so critical for studying. Much of this synaptic pruning and memory consolidation happens while you rest, as your brain quietly gardens itself. So the next time you forget something, don't think of it as a failure. Your brain isn't broken. It is simply making space for what truly matters.